6:15 a.m., way before any doctor's office or school opens, in order to get a copy of this said physical that I know I have gotten. And then I get the text from the ex-husband about why I didn't have the physical on file. And I'm driving to Costco, not a place that I'm gonna find any kind of peace. And literally in a matter of moments from getting a text that says your son doesn't have a physical on file, I am a bad mother. And I didn't pay attention, and I didn't learn all the things I needed to learn. And I'm a horrible, horrible parent. In less than 5 minutes from, your son doesn't have a physical on file. That is how fast the rabbit hole for me starts when I feel shame. That's how I can recognize it. Now, thankfully, I have a wonderful partner that can say, are you in a rabbit hole? Because I think all you got was a text message that you need to get a copy of that physical on file. But he could tell, and I could in the moment as well, that what I was feeling was something that was not happening. I am not a bad mother, and I'm connected to my children. And let's say I actually didn't do the physical. This is 9th grade baseball, and it wouldn't have been the end of the world.
My cue that helps me recognize I'm in a shame storm is I can't see solutions. I can only see barriers and issues. I take things really personal. My attitude and outlook become bleak. My hope isn't there. I have different expectations for myself and others, and I'm like mean to myself about it. I almost give up on my dreams and like walk away from them. I had a cue that helped me recognize I was in a shame storm in my child welfare case, where I looked at literally the things the foster parents had. I was about 15, 16 months into my case. I was finally doing everything that I needed to do. I had done 3 months inpatient. I was clean. I was hitting the ground running. And I almost literally walked away because I was judging myself based on what they had. And I was hearing words from people kind of judging my parental deficiencies, but looking at what they had to offer. They had a home in Liberty Lake. They had a 2-parent household. They worked for the hospital. They homeschooled their children. They didn't live in poverty. Here I am, like, didn't go to high school, homeless, getting a divorce. What am I bringing my kids home to? And my cue was, in almost walking away, I realized I needed to do something with that.
I know that I'm feeling shame when I get extremely anxious about having to introduce myself or say things, and even just small group settings. We're not even talking about this. My feelings of unworthiness become so powerful that all of my focus and attention goes to rehearsing inside my own head what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it, that I can pronounce my job title. This habit literally makes me unable to hear anything anyone else is saying and completely impairs my ability to be present in the moment. My other big one is, I call it my armor up with defensiveness. I hold so much tension in my jaw, neck, and shoulders that I don't even realize it until my jaw is throbbing, my shoulders are up in my ears, my neck is so stiff that I can't even turn my head. And these things have caused irreversible damage. I get frequent migraine headaches. My TMJ disorder has gotten so bad that I have to take medication for it every day now. I sleep with a night guard. And I recently was just told that I have to have a joint replacement on my left jaw from the symptoms of all of these things. So when, like I do now, feel my jaw throbbing, I know that I'm in a complete shame storm.
I already have high anxiety, but when I am in the middle of my own shame, that anxiety is higher than normal. I don't get enough rest. I am typically in bed by 8 o'clock at the latest if I'm lucky. And when I'm in the middle of the storm, I don't go to sleep till midnight, 1 o'clock. I am excessively irritable. That comes out in my family, in the car. I get bad road rage. And feeling insecure. I have an internal voice that is telling me I'm not good enough and that everybody is going to know that I'm not really qualified to do what I do. And I ignore my own boundaries and capabilities. I take on more than I can handle. I say yes when I know I should say no. And I do what I can to please everyone around me.
So are you saying that you work 12-hour days so that you can be as good as the people that can do it in 6?
If not more than 12.
Yeah.
I know when I'm in one of the shame storms is when I become angry, I feel hurt, and I'm defensive and reactive. The anxiety goes sky high, and I start feeling that I'm just not doing my job. What am I doing? Why am I doing this job? I'm not getting the things done that need to be done. I'm not communicating well with the others. And I really doubt myself and my decisions. When my court reports may be late, a shared planning meeting goes bad, the review hearings and a family's upset, it makes me feel like I'm not doing anything right. It's just, my whole body just shuts down and I'm not able to connect.
So a lot of these things are common, and some of the things that I'm sure all of us can relate to is either expecting resistance when you come into something, or just submitting in apathy and despair, or giving into groupthink because it's easier. For me, I really noticed that my self-talk gets really bad. Like, I hurt my own feelings the other day. I made myself cry, and it was just me being mean to myself. There's a mean girl inside me that, just wants to tear me down. And then I get relieved when someone cancels on me. I'm like, ooh, to do that, yes. That's the cue for me that, oh yeah, I'm getting burnt out. I need a break. And then not knowing what a break looks like. Does it look like a vacation to Hawaii, or can you just take a break, so you don't need to go to Hawaii. Also, I interrupt my own pattern by taking a time out and saying it out loud, but also having a mantra. And it just kind of goes somewhat about trusting myself and the process. And just having that mantra, because when I'm going into something and I'm armoring up, I have to say, hey, you got this, and it will happen. It will happen how it happens, or whatever I need to say. So over-explaining, getting over-passionate. I know I'm triggered when I'm over-passionate, fighting for the, advocating for the rights. Okay, so